You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Fantastic. Fantastic. I hope you have a good day.
Hope you have a better week.
I hope your month is full of successful days and a lot of great ventures. I hope you just come up, brother.
I hope your whole fucking year is spectacular.
Oh, you hope my year is spectacular?
Yeah.
You got something you want to say to me?
You got something you want to say?
I am literally freestyling this riddle right now because I have no idea what I'm going to say, but I'm going to try it. These four gentlemen are the best, and if you ever want to be an actor, you really are going to need to bring it. You can't be a poser.
Such a poser.
Especially because not only the men are doing it, but the women as well. And the ones we got coming up, they ain't little women. Well, I mean, at least, okay, there's two of them. There's at least two of them. Well, they're going to come in. They're going to spice things up. They're going to come in like a cowgirl ready to shoot your head off, singing the whole time, singing all the way home. Or is it when they're coming home, or is it no way home, or is it? Whatever. For Medine, for Jay, for Ryan, for Aaron, and for actually, I'm used to 6. There's only 5. We are getting the hell out of here. Blame Paige.
I love you all, guys. Sorry.
What up, family? It's your boy Amadou, and we are back in 2022. It is actually 2022. I am actually 33 years old now. I got COVID 2 out of the last 3 birthdays. That was fun. But we're here for another episode of One Gotta Stay. And we got a very beautiful panel with us tonight. I'm very happy for these people to join on. I'm very glad that you're here with us. I'm going to start off because I flamed her coming in, so I'm at least let her begin this. The one who has been on 2 episodes, and on both episodes has changed her list. The last minute.
Sorry.
Miss Paige.
Dude.
Paige for Betty. How you doing, Paige?
I'm doing great. Honestly, this is the hardest decision I've ever had to make. Your definition of pinning these beautiful, talented women against each other. What are you, Hollywood? This is not okay. Like, but no, I'm so excited to do this because, like I said earlier, this is like the hardest decision I've ever had to make. Like, I think naming my children would be easier. So thank you for making this very hard decision for myself.
The more people get mad at me, the more I smile and laugh, and I'm doing my job. We may know this man's bias, but he's here anyway because he's one of the first people I thought of when I put this list together. Mr. Scott Harvey, we've been on screen together a lot last year. We're going to keep it going. How you doing, sir?
Some would say too much. Not me. It's all been wonderful, but some would probably say that. No, I'm happy to be here. This is my second time. Both times I think Rue added me because he knew that these topics were up my alley. And last time was when we did the pop punk bands, and it got a little heated. So we'll see what happens tonight, I guess.
All right. Below him is apparently somebody's boo. I guess Anthony has a lot of competition all over the place, but it's fine. Melissa, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. This is going to be really hard. These are all really talented, amazing women, and it was very hard to come up with the list. And I did want to change mine, but I didn't. I'll stick with what I have. But
well, you can be me. It's okay. I don't want to be the only one being difficult. I have 2 strikes now.
Christina, I think you got the wrong person crying this episode because the man next to Melissa is 100% going to be the one crying this episode. That's all he's been talking about since I hit him up about it. Chris from Spin from the Real, thank you for coming on. Always glad to have you. I had you for the Kanye episode last time. Now we have you for this one. How are you feeling?
Man, besides me sounding like I smoke a pack a day, I feel great. But can I say what I sent you in the email besides my list?
Sure.
Just so everyone knows how I feel about this, I said, and I quote, "Fuck, this sucked. This absolutely sucks. I hate it so much. I hate it. Thanks for inviting me. See you Monday." So that's how I feel.
That's how I feel.
I love these 4 actresses, and we're gonna sit here and talk about them, how great they are. So I'm excited.
Sorry you feel.
Shoot this motherfucker.
but we had to go with it. So last but not least, second time on. A lot of I think everybody's been on the second time this episode. It's good to see. Noah, how you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm just getting over COVID, actually. But other than that, doing all right.
Well, I'm glad we can do something for you at the end of that. I'm glad you're feeling better. Omarion is kicking everybody's ass. Just touching everybody. Putting your chest in an icebox. I'm sorry, Master Wild hates me calling it Omarion. If you hear somebody in the back. We're going to get going before I get killed. If you haven't figured it out by now, the 4 young ladies, talented actresses that we are choosing from tonight are Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse Ronan, her name is always ridiculous. Florence Pugh, Hailee Steinfeld, and Zendaya. A very, very hard choice. And just in case I haven't made it clear before in previous episodes, a couple of them do have some collaborations together. So just to make this clear, if you happen to save somebody and one of the other 3 ladies are also in that piece of work, that work still stays. So
that's good to know.
Just so you know. So like, if somebody happens to keep a little woman, the little women doesn't go away. If somebody happens to keep a Hawkeye for some reason or any of that, all that stays. So just to make that clear, but you have to save somebody in the episode. Brennan, FCL Star Wars champion, good to see you, sir. Always glad to have you here. But you know what? Let's not stop the crying. Actually, you know what? Let's start the crying. Chris.
Oh my God. So of course let me go first. I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off because I don't want to dwell on this. So my first out is damn it. It's Saoirse Ronan. Oh no. Oh my God. No. And I love Saoirse Ronan. I really do. And I remember when I first I got familiar with her after watching Lady Bird, like a lot of people did. And I was in love with that movie. I fell in love with her. I'm like, she's fantastic and she's great in everything she does. And just the only reason why why does Lady Bird get so much flack? I don't get why Lady Bird gets so much shit. But by process of elimination, Saoirse's work is the one out of everything I've seen her the least. And like amongst Zendaya, Hailee, Florence, I picked Saoirse. I picked Saoirse.
Does anybody else besides me have Saoirse as their number 4?
Oh shoot!
I do.
Wow, guys, Lady Bird is like one of the greatest coming-of-age films of our century.
So I know she's a great actress. I've heard it. I've seen clips of her in Lady Bird, mainly in Little Women. But I don't think I've seen a full movie with her in it. So just for that kind of reason, I had to put her down at the bottom. I'm sure if I saw her, I'd be like, yeah, that was absolutely amazing. She should have been higher. But as of right now, I know she's amazing. I know she's great. But for now, she's at the bottom of my list. So.
I want to hear what you got to say, Rue, because I'm very curious. Because she probably has one of the best filmographies, of working women today. She's worked with Wes Anderson.
You're not lying.
Wow. Exactly.
No, Saoirse's great. Saoirse's incredible.
And she's been nominated how many times? I'm just saying.
You're not lying. But you know what movies of Saoirse's I've seen? Lovely Bones, and I never want to see that again. And Hannah, and I don't need to see that again. There is a pattern here with Saoirse. Movies that are technically great, I don't care. I am so bored watching her movies.
If those are the 2 that you've watched, then yes. But
and I'm just like, why? I don't want to. So I've tried, and I am 0 for 2. I will eventually see Lady Bird, and that'll probably be 1 for 3. But even then, I most likely will not watch Lady Bird again either.
Oh, look, Rue, look, I know I'm with you guys in putting Saoirse at 4, but I don't want to hear any more Saoirse slander, okay? Like, just because of where I placed her doesn't mean
I don't think there was any slander. I think we were just saying we know she's good. We just haven't seen any of her movies.
No, watch your both.
I still need to see that.
I promise you, I probably would like Lady Bird.
Little Women.
I have not seen any of the versions of Little Women yet. Again, that is the one I'm going to see.
Yo.
I'm a little busy right now, having to actually like do other things. However, I'm telling you, the type of movie she's in, we are making use of the type of movie she's in. Though I've seen them, and they're ones I don't go back to. I have no interest in going back to.
No.
I'll see them once, and I'm just like, all right, well, like. I've seen Booksmart is absolutely amazing. Who has none of these ladies? I've only seen it once. I've only seen it once. I haven't gone back to it.
Oh, I don't know if we can be friends now. That statement.
I have Saoirse at number 4. It was the easiest choice for me. I put this list together. I was like, well, I know who I got last because I don't watch her stuff. So I'm sorry, y'all. So with that, Melissa, who do you have as your number 4?
I have Hailee Steinfeld. Sorry. I actually have only seen her in Hawkeye. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Edge of 17, one of my favorite films of all time.
And that's the only thing you've seen?
Yeah, that's the only thing I've seen her in.
Wow.
Bro, Rude, you just said you
and Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Those are the two I've seen.
You saw Hannah and the Lovely Bones, Rue. You don't get to.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It's valid.
So
Message.
that's why she's the easiest for me to choose. So
you're not lying.
Wow.
Does anybody else have Hailee Steinfeld as their number 2? Number 2. I said number
Excuse
2.
me?
Number 4. No.
Number 4. They're number 4.
Number 4. Number 4.
Spoilers.
No. I'm not
I
crazy.
guess not. I guess not. Okay. You got a lot. Me and you both have a lot of work to get to. But with that, we'll move on.
Time out. Chrissy V just said Edge of 17 is a bad time.
Yo, Chrissy.
Andrew said Booksmart's overrated.
Chrissy, you're
Girl.
breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart.
Oh my god.
I don't know if
What
that's
the
overrated.
fuck?
I have to
breaking my
watch
heart,
it again
Chrissy.
to see whether or not I like it more than Superbad, because Superbad is slightly overrated to me. Amazing.
Oh, Superbad is overrated.
We're coming in
Yeah.
hot with the takes today, and I
It's
love
underrated.
it. I love it.
Booksmart is.
Underrated.
I think Booksmart
Brennan, welcome to
is
the
a little
show.
better.
Welcome to the show. I guess you have to begin again. But going from there, Paige, your number 4.
My number 4. Okay, by the way, before I even say this, I love all 4 of these ladies' filmographies. Television, movies, songs, you name it. They're beautiful, they're awesome, they're talented. I wish I could be them. So this was like the hardest decision I've ever had to make. And my number 4, who I think is going to be like win an Oscar. Well, I think all of them are going to win an Oscar one day. But sorry, Florence Pugh, you had to go.
Yo, that's like horrible, fucking horrible.
I mean, think about it, guys. Right? Like she has so much coming her way.
Oh
Wait a
my
second.
right
Wait a second.
now-
I have one
god.
question. I know I'm supposed to let you talk. I'm going to let you talk. I promise I'm going to let you talk and finish. But aren't you supposed to be the horror queen? Isn't there a certain movie?
Yes.
Anyway,
No,
go ahead. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
am. And that's my thing is though. Ari Aster films actually like give me nightmares. So like I really liked Midsommar. Will I ever watch that movie again? No. It's like Hereditary. Those movies are one and done for me. Ari Aster films are one and done for me, and I'm just like, they're amazing films. Do I want to continue to have nightmares? No. But like it was so hard because I really do like love her. Like I can't wait to see Don't Worry, Darling, the film Olivia Wilde is directing with her in it. But like if you think about it, what else has she really been in? I mean, Fighting with My Family was like okay.
Amazing.
Um,
Amazing.
She's amazing in Hawkeye and in Black Widow and amazing in Midsommar, but that movie's like fucked up and crazy. And
Her fault. It's not her
my
fault.
favorite film that she was in,
And
my favorite film that she's in out of her filmography is Little Women. And
It's great. It's great.
It's great, but there's other people on this list that I would be very sad if I lost their filmographies.
Yo.
I'm sorry, Pugh. You're beautiful. You're great. You can't be in the United States because you're not American. But yeah,
Wow.
Where is she from, by the way?
she's definitely British. Is she
I think
British?
she's
British.
from Oxford.
I didn't realize that.
Let me look.
Anyway,
That would have been so
So
awkward if she was like, "No, I'm from New York."
She was born in the United Kingdom.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scott, you were the
Been
last one
awkward.
left. So let us know. Do you agree with this, or do you have the last lady on the list?
Oh my God, Scott.
What do you guys think? Of course, I have the last lady on the list. I didn't put Florence Pugh at number 4. Come on. Also, people freaking out in the chat. Where was this energy when 3 people had Saoirse Ronan last? Folks, what are we doing?
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How many Oscar nominations has she had?
Listen, Zendaya is number 4, and not because she's not extremely talented, but because we're talking filmographies here. And listen, my Spider-Man was 20 years ago, and my MJ was 20 years ago. So I don't really care if these movies get snapped away the next morning after this show. The only things I will really miss are Dune, which I can just read the book to find out what happens next.
Or you could just watch a 2.5-hour movie instead of.
Do you
Well,
really want to
look,
read?
We've only gotten part 1 of the movie.
Do you really want to read what Frank Herbert wrote though? Because he can be a little bit like fucking.
I also
bonkers.
watched the 1984 version, and that's not good. It's not good at all.
That
I'm
was
saying-
fun.
bonkers
I
thing.
like that one.
I'm saying
Yep,
if
I
we
actually like
have
that too.
to eliminate the movie from the universe, I can at least know how the story finishes by reading the book. So there's that.
That's fair.
Euphoria is the other thing, and
Yeah,
I
Did
do
you not
enjoy
watch
the.
last night's episode? Like what?
I have not quite yet, but I think it's a really good show, but the bar is so high for what we're talking about here. We're talking about at least 2 of these people have movies where if they were eliminated from the universe, my life would be drastically altered. And so I'm not exaggerating. And so I have to set the bar very high, and her filmography is just not rich enough yet for me to put her anywhere but 4th.
You know what? I don't fully disagree with you in terms of her filmography is not that full yet. Because I was looking over, I was like, man, there's not much. However, my gosh, what she's in and what she's been in recently.
Yes.
That's what I said. What
Yeah.
she's been in recently,
Cool.
she has a lot of like franchises. And Judd, how can you guys not forget about her Disney stuff back in the day? I mean, we're all way too old to watch that, but I bet you it's prime time.
Hey, yo, Casey Undercover slept on. So one of the last great Disney Channel shows.
What?
Hey, am I showing my age here? I'm sorry.
You're a little young there, youngin. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But all right, we somehow got through all the blasphemy of number 4 because all 4 ladies are out by at least one person. So what we have right now is me, Chris, and Noah like exciting movies.
Stop
And then Melissa
reminding
I've never
me.
seen
please.
them. Paige got rid of Florence, and Scott. You know what, Scott? I'm not going to blame you too much for this one. You had a compelling argument, but you also did get rid of Zendaya, Zendaya, not Zendaya. I do love, but you know what? We started with you. We're going to continue with you.
Oh my God.
So continue it on, Chris.
So first of all, in regards to the 4s, there's no incorrect answer. I know, like they're all relatively young. Who's the oldest one? Florence of the bunch. So like,
But
No,
Saoirse-
Saoirse.
like
Hailee
Saoirse,
probably
they're
have the
all
largest-
relatively like they
No,
all
way
still have
too
a
young.
lot of
That's
career.
crazy.
They have a
Yeah.
lot of career left, all 4 of them. And I took everything into account, not just their movies. I know Malcolm brought up Hailee's discography earlier.
Yes, because her
which I
songs
did-
would also be gone as well.
which I did take into consideration. And with that, my number 3 is Zendaya. So for a lot of similar reasons that Scott had mentioned, I don't watch Euphoria, so I can't bring that into the conversation. But the MJs, I love her MJ. I mentioned her Disney stuff. I think she's gonna just take off from here, especially in the blockbuster game. And she obviously has range with what she does in Euphoria from the little I know about it. But again, I want to see more before I put her over the other two. And I hate this. I hate everything about this. I have to pick one over the other. My second out is Zendaya.
When I have another break, Euphoria might be one of the shows I get into. I haven't gotten into it yet. Does anybody else have Zendaya as their number 3?
No, but that's what I would have changed it to if I could change my list.
All right, so can I say what my list, like, before I changed my list and broke the rules, I had her at my number 3, but then I watched Euphoria last night, and I was like,
Wow.
what? This bitch cannot be at number 3. So, yeah.
And you saw that
blame
show.
you.
I literally said, once they started, where did Paige have her
Yep.
at number 3?
And that's
Probably
what I was
my
like, I have to-
comment was that.
Ask me
was
this
that
question again tomorrow after I watch Euphoria, and my answer might be different.
So we're gonna go to my number 3, because I think for 2. So again, as I said, I'm sorry, Scott, but Saoirse was easily my number 4. I knew who that was, but I was going back and forth, 3, 2, 1. Just because I'll tell you the truth, at the moment, I think Saoirse is probably the best actress, only because she's had the most stuff, get the Oscar buzz in those type of movies. But the 3 of them all have potential, all have great movies that I've seen, are all excellent actresses, all have nominations somewhere. And I wouldn't be
He's like,
surprised
they're
if
all
all
my
4 of them
type.
have an Oscar or an Emmy before the end of their careers, multiple ones. However, I had to eventually land on Yelena.
No.
Wow.
Yelena's number 2. And it was tough. And it was really, really, really tough. However, Yelena is not in a Spider-Man. And is not in any of the 2 most recent Spider-Men, which are probably, one was already in my top 10 movies of all time, and the other is going to move into my top 20 of all time, if not top 10 all time again, ever. And I cannot get rid of either of those 2. No Way Home did that, almost dethroned Winter Soldier, but it did not. And Into the Spider-Verse is by far just absolutely enormously great. I loved her in Hawkeye. She's probably the best thing in Hawkeye. She's definitely the best thing in Black Widow. I'm never gonna watch Midsommar. Horror movies are not my thing. It's not gonna happen. And now, can somebody remind me what else she's been in? Fighting with My Family.
Fighting with My Family.
Fighting with
But
My
I love
Family
Fighting
and,
with My
and
Family.
Little Women, and you haven't seen Little Women.
Never
Liam
seen Little
Neeson
Women.
classic
It's never
computer.
interested in me.
Yeah.
So
She doesn't have that much yet, but like the
she
thing,
doesn't.
yeah.
She doesn't.
The crazy
Does
thing that
anybody
you
else
said
have
it-
Florence number 3 with me?
Nope, she was my number 4, obviously.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm also on my own here. I get it. I understand. It's fine. So with that, we'll keep it moving. And we're gonna go over to Scott. Scott,
I have a
who's your
feeling
number
where
3?
this is going. I have a feeling.
Yeah. First of all, referring to Florence Pugh by her Marvel character breaks my heart. But number 3 is Hailee Steinfeld. And again, an excellent filmography. I remember seeing True Grit in theaters and just being blown away by her performance in that movie, and how confident it was for someone so young. I feel like she kind of lost her way a little bit after True Grit, and I guess did her music thing, which I'm going to be honest with you. If we're considering the discography, that is not in her favor. When I'm
She got some
ranking this,
bangers, guys. Shut the fuck up.
but yeah, but then she came back around. Begin Again is a movie that I really like, that she has a small part in, and then it was mentioned earlier, but The Edge of 17 is definitely a classic, modern classic coming of age movie, and her character is really, I love her character in that movie because she dares to be unlikable for a lot of the movie, and yet she is the protagonist still, and we still care about her and all of the characters in the movie. So I think that movie is really Definitely probably the crown jewel of her filmography, and the one thing which I would be the sorriest to see go. But ultimately, outside of those three things, I don't really care about the Pitch Perfect movies that she's in, or I don't even know how many of them she's in. Or yeah, I mean, I haven't watched Hawkeye, so I don't really know what that doesn't weigh one way or the other for me. But again, we're talking high bar here, and she just fell a little bit short of it.
Does anybody else have Hailee as their number 3? Let's die. Go ahead, Noah.
So, to me, in a lot of her films, she seems to play kind of the same type of character, the kind of awkward, kind of high energy kind of character, especially in Edge of 17, and that kind of follows a little bit into Hawkeye and everything like that. Honestly, I can get rid of the last two Pitch Perfect movies, because honestly, the first one is only worth watching. Bumblebee is not worth mentioning. I am very heartbroken though.
Come on, man.
What? That's the best Transformer movie we've gotten.
It really is.
That's not a high bar. That's not a very high bar. All right. But what is heartbreaking is that she is in my favorite Spider-Man movie, and I can't say No Way Home yet because of recency bias. But as of right now, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite Spider-Man movie. So it hurts. It hurts taking that out with her only in third place. But just considering her stuff that she's been in, and just kind of like the one-noteness of her performances sometimes she's still a great actress. It just feels like her characters are always the same. I'm going to have to say her. And not even mentioning Ender's Game, which is a great movie, by the way. But
yeah, I forgot Spider-Verse. That makes it hard too.
Back that up. You just said Ender's Game is a great movie.
Yes, I heard that too.
Bumblebee, you can't.
yes.
Boy, if you don't get
I'd 100% rather watch Ender's Game than
Paige, just go to
Bumblebee.
your third.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll go with mine, guys. And I'm on my number 3, right? Who I'm saying?
Yes.
All right. Unfortunately, the chick with the most Oscar nominations is my number 3, which is Saoirse Ronan. I think I love her work. Like, honestly, like Lady Bird, Little Women, and The Grand Budapest Hotel are like some of like the greatest movies she's done. At least I think. But I can't live with the other, like, a lot of her other work though is like period pieces and such like that, and that's really just not my vibe, kind of. So I'm sorry, Saoirse. I'm saying your name wrong because you're Irish as fuck and I'm Italian, so sorry, girl.
And Melissa, you said you also have Saoirse at your number 3 as well.
Yeah. This is what I would have switched though. I would have put Zendaya number 3 and Saoirse number 2, but it's okay.
No, but she watched Euphoria and was glad she kept her list.
And kind of the same things that people have already said, that I don't go back to her movies. Like, they're really good. I enjoyed them, but I don't go back to them compared to the other ones that
I agree with you on that. That's honestly why she's same here. Besides like Lady Bird, that's the only one I really go back to.
I respect it.
And also, like, the conversations between, like, Hailee, like, that's kind of why I haven't seen her work. I feel like I hear that a lot, that she's, like, one note. She's kind of that annoying but charming character a lot. So it's like, I haven't, like, sought out her work for that reason. But I'll get around to it.
Both Scott and Chris
Sorry.
are gonna have an aneurysm. Before we get that, let's just start the arguing. However, let's see who's left. So me and Paige both have the women in the Spider movies, Hailee and Zendaya. Chris has Florence and Hailee. Noah has Florence and Zendaya, and so does Melissa. And Scott has the Little Women, which we all knew was happening because Scott, you saw his shirt. So the question for the night is, which Little Woman did Scott save? That is the big question. So looking at the numbers, one person saved Saoirse, one person saved Zendaya, 2 people saved Hailee, and 2 people saved Florence. And since we don't have one person on an island, we can just go at it. So, ladies and gentlemen, go at it. The suspects here saved Hailee. Melissa and Chris saved Florence.
Oh,
Scott
wow.
saved Saoirse, and Noah saved Zendaya. Why is everybody wrong at one point?
Rue, pound that shit, man. What?
Let me explain.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hailee Steinfeld. The only reason why I put her second, she low key would have been my one. But the only reason why I put Hailee under Florence was because I thought Florence had the brightest future of the bunch. Like that's just how I feel in regards to her filmography. Like we're gonna be talking about Florence Pugh, how we treat Meryl Streep now. Like that's how I think we're gonna be treating Florence Pugh for the rest of her career. But Hailee Steinfeld, people be shitting on her music. I still bump her Haze EP like it's nobody's business.
Hell
and Bumblebee's the shit. I heard a lot of fucking Hailee Steinfeld slang. I'm not here for it. One note.
Message.
Ryan Reynolds has been playing the same character for 20 fucking years, and no one's giving him shit. So Hailee Steinfeld did the same thing.
Who's been the same for 20 years?
Ryan Reynolds has been playing the same character for 2 decades, and no one gives him shit.
Yes.
So Hailee Steinfeld, Bumblebee is the best Transformers movie by far.
I've already said that. I've already said it's not my bar.
It's a very good movie in the process. And Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, No Way Home aside, actually with No Way Home in it, it's still the best Spider-Man movie ever made. Like it's incredible, and she's great as Spider-Gwen, great. But Florence, she's gonna be the creme de la creme of Hollywood for the next.
So I can agree with you on Florence because she the work that, even though she hasn't been in much, the work that she has been in, she's been absolutely fucking astounding. And it wasn't even her show in Hawkeye. It wasn't even her show, and she comes in with a couple scenes, steals it. Absolutely steals it.
You know what stole that was their chemistry, because you know why? Hailee Steinfeld can work and bounce off anybody because she's amazing. How old was she when she got an Oscar nomination? Exactly. Like
older than Saoirse Ronan was when she got her first one.
Fuck you. But no, like,
Gotcha, bitch.
fuck you. I'm bad at that.
Listen.
This is why I talk movies.
Paige goes a second ago. Yeah, Saoirse has Lady Bird, Little Women, and the Grand Budapest Hotel, but you literally just named 3 movies better than anything else that any of these other people have. What are we doing?
It is honestly like in my top 20 films of all time.
Can we go around asking everyone how many times they've seen Little Women? Can we go around asking that?
Yes, please.
I've seen it a lot.
Wait. Paige, how many times have you seen Little Women?
3 times. The newest one, 3 times.
I have not seen any of them ever except scenes because I was never interested. Noah?
Same exact reason as Mara.
Chris?
Thrice.
Melissa?
I watched it last night for the first time, and I love it. I'll probably watch it a few more times.
You know why? Because also Timothy Chalamet's in it, and he's bae.
And Florence Pugh.
And she's bae too.
I have 2 questions for you, Scott.
The whole cast is hot, really.
How many times have you watched Little Women today?
0 today.
I am very surprised. How many times have you watched Little Women in total?
So if you guys ever go get donuts for breakfast, how many donuts do you usually like to get? I mean, what's a traditional amount that you would get if you were to go to Krispy Kreme and order a box of donuts? What's the traditional amount that's in?
12.
That's how many times I've seen Little Women. Yeah, it's 12.
Nice.
Dude, no, it is awesome, but you say what you're gonna say first. I'm still gonna say Hailee is the best, but
yeah, I mean, again, I don't feel like I need to justify it too much more. She got an Oscar nomination when she was 13 for being in Atonement, which is very good. And again, she's never had that lull in her filmography. There was, movies like Brooklyn, which a lot of people love in the chat. I totally agree. That's one of her best movies. She's in probably my 2 favorite Wes Anderson movies with the Grand Budapest Hotel and The French Dispatch.
Oh my God, I watched The French Dispatch the other night and it was so bad. Not bad, but it's very Wes Anderson. I love Wes Anderson.
Paige, can Scott talk? Scott's speaking. Scott's speaking.
And then she's in 2 of the greatest films of all time. One of them being Little Women and the other one being this one right behind me, Lady Bird. So I don't know what else to say. I'm honestly, my jaw is on the floor that no one had her above 3 except for me. No one had her above 3 except for me. We're talking about possibly the greatest actress of her generation.
If what's her name? Saoirse Ronan. If Saoirse Ronan had at least like an EP out, she would have been 3. Like that.
Yes. Yes.
Like that's but no.
Look,
like, I don't blame you.
She has not sold out to Marvel. She has not sold out to big record label here.
It's a matter of time.
She has maintained her integrity.
So I don't think any of us are saying that she's a bad actress or that the movies that she's in.
Yeah, you're just saying you haven't seen any of her movies.
They're just not entertaining. Like, who says, "Yeah, I want to go watch Atonement"? Like, that sounds like a good Sunday afternoon.
I think the only one I'll revisit is Little Women now that I've seen it.
I'm telling you,
hell of a movie to
I
rewatch.
may see and rewatch Little Women because Emma Watson's in it and Florence Pugh's in it and Saoirse's in it.
The whole cast is beautiful.
And and freaking Bob Odenkirk. I may see Lady Bird again because it looks like it might be entertaining enough for me to enjoy. But I'm telling you, in my taste, you mentioned Wes Anderson, and I fairly recently realized none of the Andersons are movies I like. Not a WS, not a PTA. All of the Andersons are just slogs upon slogs, and I cannot. No, they're not going to be over any of the Marvel movies.
I see a future.
I feel so bad because I feel so bad because I'm in film school right now, and I should be that kind of like snobby film school student. Like, give me the Wes Anderson movie. Give me the Paul Thomas Anderson movies.
And you haven't seen the Little Women reboot?
Like Amaru, I really don't. I'm really not interested in any of that.
No, I will straight up say Saoirse definitely is the best actress out of all of them, probably.
Yes,
and
I can agree with that.
But I was going with my favorite movies, and I love Hailee as, like, I love every character that she plays. I relate to them. I like to think I'm like quirky and funny like her. I'm probably not at all.
Nadine as a character in Edge of 17 is like Hailee tore me apart in that movie. Like, and it was sad as hell. I know Chrissy was giving us shit in the chat earlier, like, but it's talking about it was a bad time. Yeah, it was a bad time for Nadine on some shit. Like, yo, that movie messes me up. And I watched it for the first time a couple months ago, and I wish I'd seen it sooner. It's so good. Oh no, but not better than Pugh though. Like Florence is double dipping in the Marvel and the like actress pond, you know, because if you're in a Marvel movie, you're not a real actress. But she's doing both.
I feel like all 4 of them at some point are going to be like, it's going to be the next Olivia Colman and Frances McDormand and Glenn Close, and just it's them for real. Yes. No, you're the only one who had Zendaya. Why did you end up picking Zendaya?
Pretty much the same reason I picked Florence Pugh as my number 2 is that she hasn't been in a too terrible much, but again, the stuff that she's been in, fucking mind blowing. She's been good in the Spider-Man movies. Obviously, she didn't really have a huge role in the first one, but she's been increasingly better in all the other ones. Again, in Dune, she didn't really have much of a spotlight, but she was still a very heavy presence in that movie, and I guarantee you she's going to be playing a huge part in the next one coming up. Greatest Showman, I know that movie tanks. I know that a lot of people hate that movie. I actually enjoy it. I love the music. I thought she was great when it came to the music and just the romance between her and Zac Efron. Again, like in Malcolm and Marie, like I don't think a lot of people have seen that one, but those scenes are absolutely great in that.
Yo, Noah. So real quick, here we go. That's a lot of what you said is my reason I love number 2, and I'm just gonna piss Scott off more. I absolutely hate Marriage Story with a passion.
Oh wow! Okay, that makes me mad. I
think they're just. I just got reasons. However, Malcolm and Marie is Marriage Story for me because I relate to what they're doing and what they're saying, and
oh my god,
Malcolm and Marie, I'm worried about you.
Macaroni and cheese the whole movie. What?
Yes, that's the best scene in the whole movie is the mac and cheese scene. That's it.
It's that big a deal because people are that petty. The people I know, we get into it like that, and that's what relates.
Do you
to
walk
me.
around
So,
your house, Rue, just yelling about the white lady from IndieWire? Like, is that what you do?
Yo,
me
I'm
no,
Rue.
but I know people
Rue.
will
Dance
do
in his
that.
backyard, like weird
The
motions.
thing is, watching Malcolm and Marie actually gave me a little bit more appreciation for Marriage Story because I hate Marriage Story because I don't relate to it in any way. But then watching Malcolm and Marie, I was like, this is the same thing, but I relate. So I guess I see why people like Marriage Story. I'm just saying that is one of the reasons why I like Zendaya, and I had to bring that in because I know I can fit Scott off more. Go ahead, Noah.
And then the last reason and the biggest bomb that I can put on why Zendaya is my number one, and honestly, I love Florence Pugh, but miles above that second place is because of Euphoria. Is because she's done absolutely amazing in that show. I have not seen the second season yet, but that first season is fucking ridiculous, and it's probably some of my favorite pieces of television just because of her.
Yeah, that's the reason why she was my number 2, which
Yeah, same.
I know it weighs heavy on just like one of her works, but like Euphoria is just something that really like I connect with. I have a lot of people in my family who suffer from addiction, and like it's one of the best portrayals I've ever seen. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
For
Can
me,
we talk about though Florence and the year, like when 2019 is when Finding My Family came out, right? And everyone like, yo, even though it's crazy inaccurate, Finding My Family is a great movie. And then months later, Midsommar came out, and we saw the duality of woman right there in Fighting My Family and in Midsommar, and then Little Women came out later that year. What the fuck? That's one hell of a 2019. Like, and it arguably got better. Will I ever rewatch Midsommar? Hell no. But will I acknowledge that Florence Pugh's the shit in that movie? She carries that movie on her back? Yes. 1000% from the opening scene at her house. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That shit is insane. The movie's nuts. And Little Women obviously is Little Women. It's great. Greta Gerwig, the entire cast is beautiful. But Florence Pugh's the future. Like, obviously, all four of these women are the future. But Florence Pugh is like the Meryl Streep of this gen. And it's nuts. It's nuts.
I've seen Midsommar 15 times.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Is that what that is in the back? Is that what that is?
Yes.
Oh my God, no.
So sorry.
And her
Midsommar,
man is
I
in
mean,
the
it's a good
back
movie,
right
though.
now, sewn into a bear costume. Like,
Oh
It's
God.
disgusting. It's gross. It's good. Right. I was like, oh, yo, Cheaty's in this. And then I saw what happened to Cheaty in the movie. I'm like, wait, no.
Hot take though, I kind of like Hereditary more than Midsummer, but you know.
I've
take.
seen that.
I
I've
will
seen that.
never
a lot,
watch. I would rather watch Midsummer over Hereditary.
Likewise.
But I've seen those movies once. They're amazing. I will never in a million years watch those movies again.
As a boy with a peanut
Never.
allergy, I'm never watching Hereditary ever again.
Yeah, and I also have younger siblings, so like I could just imagine like, spoiler alert, that situation happening. Oh my God. Ugh.
I
love how
like
Prince
really
spoiler
fucked up
alert
movies.
and then
Sorry.
decided to
You like what you like, Melissa.
I
I'm
like
not.
fucked up
I'm not
shit
here.
too.
I'm not here to discriminate. But yo, I'm just saying, Midsommar, like you saw what Florence Pugh could do months after Fighting With My Family came out, and Fighting With My Family was like, I was her coming out party. Like we're all like, oh yo, like who the hell is this?
Yeah.
And then Midsommar came out, we're like, oh no, like holy shit, like this girl's terrifying. And then Little Women comes out, 3 drastically different movies, and she crushed in all 3, and arguably was the best part of all 3 films. So, and well, she was for sure the best part of the first 2. Little Women's up for debate. I mean, I don't know how Scott feels, but yo,
She's my favorite performance in the movie. I mean,
there you go.
again,
See, and Scott says it's fact.
as much as you can say your favorite part of something that's flawless, but yeah. You know.
That too.
So Florence Pugh came into my decision of why I picked Hailee. When I first thought about this, again, my number 4 I knew. I thought I knew my number 1. I thought Zendaya was going to be it, and then I looked over everything again, and I was like, okay, Spider-Verse is my favorite Spider-Man. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of my favorite comic movies of all time. We're about to get 2 more in 2 years, and it connects to me in my soul. And then I also get to keep Florence and Hawkeye, and that kind of pushed Hailee a little bit over for me because of Florence, and it's a little bit cheating, but I get to keep what I get to keep. So it's not really cheating. It just really is there. And then I looked back, I was like, and she killed it in True Grit. And I am a Pitch Perfect stan. Pitch Perfect 1 stan, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Pitch Perfect 2 is good enough that I will watch it again. 3, that can go. That can go away.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
2, and I have love for Pitch Perfect 2, and because I'm a Pitch Perfect 1 stan, it carries the torch. All that combined is the reason why I kept Hailee over Zendaya at the last minute, because Florence gave her a little push with the Hawkeye. Melissa, round us out real quick. Any last thoughts you have on why you picked Florence, why your list would have changed, and just this list in general?
She was easily my number 1. I can't live in a world without Midsummer. So that's as simple as it gets for me. Sorry to that person. I disagree strongly.
Has anyone seen Dickinson with Hailee Steinfeld in it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Is it good?
I like it.
I've heard, my brother Manny said it's pretty good. Manny has said
I dig it.
That's another thing she's good in. So
she's very charming in that show. Like incredibly. Like this show's hers. It's Hailey's show, and everybody else is just there.
Paige, continue on. Give us your last thoughts on this list on why you kept Hailee and just these 4 women in general.
Yeah, so this was a really hard list for me. Overall I kept Hailee though because like Edge of 17 is literally like in my top 20 of all time. I'm obsessed with that movie. It speaks volumes to me. I really love Bumblebee. I love like that 80s vibe a lot, and I enjoy a good Transformers flick, and to me that's a good Transformers flick. I don't care what anyone says. And yeah, Hawkeye, like, listen, I'm not the biggest comic book fan, but that is the best MCU show we've gotten thus far.
My favorite.
And she killed it. That was literally her show. Like,
I'm sorry, Loki's the best MCU show, but continue.
I'm going to move it on to you, Noah, but before you do, the only reason I don't have Loki up is because it has the worst episode of any MCU show, and that's episode 3 on that train that was not needed in any way, shape, or form. But we'll talk about that in another day. Noah,
shoot this motherfucker.
You kept Zendaya. You kept Zendaya. Final thoughts on that and your list in this list in general.
Yeah, I just I put down my favorite Spider-Man movie in favor of Zendaya because she's absolutely just phenomenal in everything that she's been in, and I'd rather have her works than my favorite Spider-Man, who is my probably favorite superhero. And I feel bad because I haven't seen Saoirse Ronan's films. I probably would have had her higher, but that's just the way it goes, I guess. Like sometimes you haven't seen certain people's stuff, but Zendaya for me, absolutely 100%. I'm always going to pick Zendaya over all of these other 4.
Chris, you stopped yourself from crying. Though you're almost there. Yeah. I could see the tear. I should have loaded the Denzel tear for you. But give us your final thoughts on today's list, man.
When I saw your tease from your last show, and I put together, or you showed the teaser in the beginning, I'm like, this is a hell of a 4 to pick one from. And my list is just a blend of how I feel about the actress's discography or filmography, and how I feel about them going forward. And it's hard. It's going to be hard to avoid Florence Pugh going forward because I think she's incredible. All 4 of these women are incredible at what they do, whether it's genre animated movies, TV dramas, period pieces. They're all crushing it. And it sucked putting Saoirse at 4. And it made me. It got like Rue was asking for my list for days. I'm like, dude, it's not done. Like I'm sorry. Like I can't do this. But I'm excited to see where all 4 of these women going forward. But Florence, she's going to be the one that we're going to be putting on a pedestal. At least I believe out of the 4, if I had to pick one, it's Florence going forward.
See, that's what my thing was. Like, it would literally, my list would probably change every day. It pretty much did.
I mean, watch Euphoria, and I bet Zendaya is my one. I don't know.
That's what I mean. It flip-flops every day because you know why? They're all so amazing.
Exactly.
Scott, you took the most shit, so I'm leaving the floor to you to finish it off. Give us your final thoughts on Saoirse and the list in general. So.
Yeah, I didn't really say much about Florence Pugh. I will say Melissa mentions probably the hardest thing for me, which would be losing Midsommar, which I have seen like 6 times, and I also love a whole lot. But Florence Pugh has 1 year worth of bangers. Saoirse Ronan has almost 15 years worth of bangers now in her career. And the arguments I have heard against her tonight are, I haven't seen her movies. I have only seen Hannah and the Lovely Bones, and she doesn't have a mixtape. So honestly, I feel really good about my pick.
No, don't use my words. Don't. No, please.
No, first of all, you're throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Why?
You should take all of that as disrespect.
I would like it though if she dropped a mixtape.
Not a mixtape, an EP. Like it's all. That's
I want a
but
mixtape.
please, I'm stupid, so please keep that in mind. Don't use my words against me.
She was in a music video.
She was.
Ooh,
in the Ed Sheeran video.
Cherry Wine by Hosier.
That too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hosier video.
Oh yeah, she's in multiple.
Yeah.
Scott with actual facts in this show, basically on opinions.
I love your shirt, Scott.
He dropped the mic on that one. So as a quick recap, me and Paige, the suspects, we kept Hailee Steinfeld. Chris and Melissa kept Florence Pugh. Noah kept Zendaya, and Scott, of course, kept Saoirse. I'm gonna unfortunately have to keep pouring salt in the wound though, because we got a lot of lists, and 41% of people who sent in a list kept Florence. 25% of people kept Hailee, and only 17% of people kept Zendaya or Saoirse. And the other way around, 41% of people who sent in the list had Saoirse at number 4.
Oh my God!
With children were sending in lists for this. Children.
And Hailee at 17. I'm sorry, Scott. I am so sorry. But that's how it went down. You didn't have too many people in your corner, but you know what? You carried the torch strong. You carried the torch very strong. Always love having you. Yes, all 4 of these women are great. But as always, before we leave out, we're going to move on to the riddle for next week's episode. And if you watched the episode before this, I mentioned some of them in that last episode. So I'm not going to string you along. I'm going to let you get the tea, and you're going to know everything fairly soon, so you don't got to look at me sideways, nor do you have to keep yelling my name incessantly. You're going to know it all and see it all and have as much fun as you did when you looked up your birthday to see what the Florida man did. And with that, for Paige, for Scott, for Melissa, for Chris, and for Noah, we are out of here.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me, I'ma just grab